Arr, we asked, and you responded.
Hey, this is Saul Cummel from Pittsburgh. I just want to tell you guys, I really love Dead and Barry's Treasure Show. I love all the old monster movies. It really takes me back to when I was a kid, and now I'm able to tell my friends, you guys got to check this show out, and it'll bring back so many memories for you. Let me tell you, too, Calico Drake is hilarious. Although I tell you what, Jack really makes the show. He just busts Calico Drake every chance he gets, and I love it. Keep up the good work, guys. I will be shanghaied into your crew as long as the show is on. Thanks very much.
Hi, I wanted to call in and just tell you that I just absolutely love watching Dead and Buried Treasures. I watch it with my kids, and my kids just think the bird is awesome. And I myself love watching the ghost and horror movies. It brings back a lot of memories. I used to watch those with my parents, and I just think the show is awesome, and we need more shows like that. Hi, I just thought I'd call and tell you I am enjoying your monster movies. They're great. And also, I love Drake. Hope to see more of you. Bye.
There are no further messages.
Operators are standing by. Call now.
Join sci-fi and pop culture's newest sensation.
Set a course for the island of Dead and Buried Treasures.
Whether you're young or old, you'll love
You're a maiden worth saving.
I'm hardly a maiden, Calico.
Dead and Buried Treasures, where it's more than just an old movie. It's fun to watch. Wonderful. A place where shows like this breathe new life into old movies, making them memorable once again.
But as humble as I wish I could be, and as thankful as I wish I could be, I just don't believe any of it.
Captain, what are you doing?
Now you get my name right?
The show really has more entertainment and at times better production values than most. An amazing achievement and just plain awesome. Dead and Buried Treasures and its sister shows, Walk the Plank and The Pirate's Booty.
I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you.
Check the Dead and Buried Treasures Facebook page for a complete listing of news and where you can see the show, where it's Halloween all year long.
And that's why I love it here on the boat, Gertie.
A talking dog doesn't surprise me in the least.
My name is Nicholas Callis, the producer of Dead and Buried Treasures here, and Captain Calico Drake himself, Eric Sprouse, and this is the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show Walk the Plank. So, let's get right into it. There's so many topics that we can get into today, but let's start with the movie. It's, one body at a time?
You're not the only one. I've called it so many different names. I'm like, too many bodies. No, that's not it. In fact, I do a little joke on it on the show. It's actually called One Body Too Many. And it stars the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. And it's a comedy/horror. And Jean Parker, who was a fabulous actress at the time. And, of course, everyone's favorite vampire, Bela Lugosi. Ooh. So it ought to be a good one tonight.
So this is the Halloween season, so you picked a few movies specifically for Halloween specials. What about this show, or this movie, I should say, was appropriate for Halloween?
Well, it's a great film. A lot of people forget about it because it's an older film. People seem to forget about a lot of the black and white movies, but that just means that they're classy. This one is about the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. Right. Plays that's the best way to identify him. He plays an insurance investigator who's called to a mansion up on a hill, and during a dark and stormy night, he goes up there and to give insurance to this billionaire. And it turns out he dies, and everybody gets washed. The roads get washed away, and there's a reading of the will. And some people are going to get his vast fortune. A lot of people will not. So he's just kind of stuck in the middle, and people start dropping, unexpectedly. It's like a whodunit in the middle of nowhere, and he is on board to figure out who the killer is. So it's a nice suspenseful comedy slasher film with everybody's favorite Tin Man.
So now I do want to ask this, because this is my first time doing this for like a Halloween special kind of episode. So what is it like when you have a show that you brand as Halloween all year long, but then Halloween actually rolls around and you've got to work through that season?
It all kind of blurs together. Like I didn't even realize it was Halloween because you're still in the mood of making shows where it's always Halloween. And I had phone calls from a couple of local newspapers to say, hey, can we do a story on you in the show? I'm like, absolutely. I said, for Halloween? He says, yeah. I said, yeah, you want to schedule something next week? And he'd be like, next week is after Halloween. I'm like, oh my God. You lose track of like the time. And I can't believe Thanksgiving's going to be here in 3 weeks. Yeah. And we've already started getting fan mail about, you're going to air the Thanksgiving show? You're going to air the Christmas shows? I'm like, yeah, we're going to air all those. But it's really nice to, when you live Halloween all year long, you have to go, how are we going to make it even more Halloween-y?
Right.
And so you have to think about hay rides and haunted houses and sponsors. And so, we've done some hookups with some local sponsors and local haunts to give away passes on the shows to come out and, take in Halloween hay rides and things like that. So you have to just get a little bit more creative.
Sure.
Even more so than what you're trying to do during the year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, you got a Kickstarter campaign going on, don't you? Want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, it's sort of going on. It ended, and I wanted to make sure everybody out there. I want to thank everybody for donating. It was awesome. The goal was to reach $10,000, and unfortunately, with Kickstarter, it's a make it or break it campaign. So we raised $5,700, and that means you get because. You try, and I wanted to thank everybody who donated. It was really nice of you to donate, but we had to reach a goal of $10,000. We reached $5,700, so we're going to try again. You can't get discouraged because it is what it is. Hey, I can't believe we reached 57. Think about that.
It's a lot of money.
And a lot of people donated $5,700 to better the show. So we're going to try it again, probably next spring, maybe in the summer next year.
So those funds are going toward the show and the production?
Yeah, cameras, better equipment, green screen. I got to rip in a green screen, technical stuff, that we want to take care of. And that's why we've been doing a lot of the show at the TV station.
Right.
So that works
BPTV, the flagship,
nice.
Right? Love BPTV.
Yeah, you are our flagship station for sure. Absolutely.
Now, how about this, too? Here's some news that came out. Redbubble.com, one of the sponsors of this show, got hijacked.
Oh, yeah. And this was so frustrating. Over the summer, we have two real sources of merchandise, and we donate all the proceeds to the ASPCA because I really like to help out our four-legged friends.
Yes.
And we have the fan club in Dallas called Phoenix Comics and Toys down in Texas. And then there's the other one called Redbubble.com where you can get merchandise on the show, like T-shirts, hats, laptop sleeves, the works. Yeah. Somebody got on there and stole all of our artwork.
No.
And it just disappeared. We woke up that morning and somebody said, hey, did you check out the Redbubble site? What are you talking about? It's all gone. I said, what do you mean it's all gone? All the artwork is gone. Yeah. All the 7 megabyte files and stuff. And I said, you gotta be kidding. And then about a week later, I found the site they were being used on. So they got shut down right away. And there were actually 2 sites that got shut down they'd taken our merchandise and tried to sell it on another site. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Who's that dumb? So but the Redbubble site for Dead and Buried Treasures is back up and running with all some new merch. And so things worked out in the end.
So they can't take the new merch because it's new.
Right, exactly.
It would be really dumb to try again.
Yeah, and it's like saying, well, we're going to take this and we're going to put it on this site and we're going to be just as loud and crass about it. We're going to say, hey, here's all of our stuff. I'm like, and our artist, Rich Kanji, was really a class act during the whole thing because he was just like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even if you catch them, it's like, when you shake your fist and say, get the cops. What are they going to do? You know, it's like, so they shut down the site and, you know, we weren't able to get the artwork back.
Oh.
But, so some of the things have changed on the Redbubble page, but it works in the end. So pretty happy about everything.
All right. Now, there are so many things going on with Dead and Buried Treasures, so many things to get into. Now, how about this one? We got a new network for Dead and Buried Treasures?
We do. We got a new national network. I like to think of how we originated here on our flagship station at BPTV, and then we developed regionally. We got bigger and bigger regionally in Pittsburgh.
Right.
So we picked up MCA TV out toward the airport, ANC television in the Connellsville area, CUTV in Fayette and Washington counties, PCTV downtown, a whole bunch of regional affiliates, and then we go to what we call the national affiliates. And the national affiliates are DBTV, where you can see us Fridays and Saturdays at midnight with our pre-show at 11:30. Then you can see us on the Monster Channel, the Vortex television network, which is the home for horror hosts, and we've added another one here called Tingler Television.
There it is. All right.
And you can, and I was dying to get like an afternoon, like a lazy Sunday afternoon time slot, you know,
Sure.
where after church or whatever you want to do on a lazy Sunday, you're just flipping around the channels with the kids or keep them occupied. So Tingler Television added us at 2 o'clock on Sundays. That's every Sunday. With a 1:30 pre-show, and then that'll take up your afternoon until it's dinner time and you want to get up, you know, and go eat, you know, and that kind of thing. Taking a monster movie with us, and then they give us a repeat at midnight.
There you
So
go.
I thought you can't beat that. So we have a new network, Tingler Television. You can catch it on any platform that has Roku, Amazon Fire, and of course tinglertelevision.com. And I actually watch it on a different platform. I watch it on my PS4.
Ooh.
So every PlayStation gets it too. So that's a pretty nice thing to have.
Now, we'd like to mention this about anybody in Bethel Park who wants to watch. BPTV's launched a new video-on-demand channel online, too, so you got more ways to watch. bptv.bethelparkpa.gov. Go to that URL, click on BPTV Public, and it'll take you to our whole schedule of our new releases. But if you scroll down, Dead and Buried Treasures has its own playlist, and you can click on the different episodes, the new ones that'll be released. And when you click on a specific episode, you can see all the run times that'll be on television as well, just individually for each episode. So that's
They have
pretty
a whole
cool.
episode list there. I love it.
So many ways to watch now. This is wonderful.
Yeah, it's becoming bigger and bigger, and I'm pretty happy about it. Couldn't be happier.
So I see horror hosting is a national holiday. You're going for that?
I am. They got national holidays now for like corn dog eating and like pickles and like national give your mom a hug day, which is okay, but then they have the weird stuff like Weird Art Day. I'm thinking, I started looking into, is there a horror, like a national day for horror hosts?
Sure.
And there's not.
Wow.
So I'm launching a campaign that I've been doing right now, and I've been working with other horror hosts who support it, and this is nationwide, by the way, to create a national holiday for horror hosts. Not one you take off from work, okay? I'm not like fantasizing about that. I mean,
just recognition.
Just something that we get a little recognition because most of your horror hosts like myself and other hosts that I know of, unless you're like Elvira, you know, where you're paid a lot of money, we're doing this for fun and for free. And if it turns out to be something pretty good, you know, we like a little recognition, so name a holiday after us. That's all we're looking for. So we have me and myself and a couple other horror hosts are trying to get a horror host holiday, which I think would be kind of fun in the end, you know?
I do too.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Now, you said new member Joanne was with you in the Halloween parade. Any other new cast members you got this season?
Yeah, we do. I have, in addition to Joanne Shinsky, McFeely, who is Annette O'Malley, the CLO on the show. We call her, it's like a little inside joke with the CLO downtown in Pittsburgh.
Right.
We call her the Communication Liaison Officer. So she's the big redheaded curls you'll see on the show tonight. And then, of course, we have a new cast member, Leah Haas, who plays Gigi on the show. And she has an interesting alter ego that you'll see, but you got to watch because it all happens in tonight's show. So that's a nice little catch for us. that things will start to happen tonight. We've been promising a battle between me and the big bad guy on the show. And we've been doing that for a year now. So there's actually the next 4 stories all tie in together like a mythology. So it kind of captivates, it leaps from one to the next. And there's a battle looming that it's going to be fun. We have some miniatures we bought, we put together. We have a miniature guy. I have a miniature guy like John Dykstra, like Star Wars. He's like putting the things together for the miniature, big battle. It's coming, but you got to stick with us. So it'll be a lot of fun. So yes, so we have Leah Haas, Joanne Shinsky.
The big bad villain?
The big
Played
bad
by
villain.
One of the producers? Are we allowed to say that?
The producer, no one knows who the big bad villain is yet. And he's never taken his mask off. So there will be an episode in the future where he takes his mask off. You see who it is. But it's not going to happen just yet. But every storyline ties together. So come along tonight and see our new cast members.
Very good.
Yep.
All right, let's move on now from all these discussion topics because there's one specific feature that you want to present. I believe it's a restaurant that's doing some Ghostbuster-themed things for Halloween. Why don't you explain?
There is a restaurant called Angelo's 2, and it's located in Charleroi, Pennsylvania, where every year, every Halloween, he does a little Ghostbusters theme to his Italian restaurant. Check it out.
My name's Pete Desmera, and my nephew owns the restaurant. I grew up decorating for the holidays, at a small house. And when we took over the restaurant, we just decided that Route 88 has a lot of traffic and it's a good palette to decorate on. We do all 3 holidays. I have a pink bunny for Easter, and we give out about 800 treats each year to drive through Easter egg hunt. Christmas, it's all decked out with reindeer and Santa, and then my nephew loved Ghostbusters, so we did the Ghostbusters theme.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
When there are lines out the door, because it is a small restaurant, people sometimes forget that. We've even had arguments with people who insist there's a restaurant upstairs, and there isn't. It's an empty building except for the restaurant downstairs. So there are, some people can be opinionated on what they want, but a lot of people really love it.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
So that was Angelo's 2 being transformed into Ghostbusters land.
And it was really, look at the intricacy of what he does there. He takes these gigantic balloons of Slimer, of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and all these giant tentacles, and it's humongous. So I think they're open a little bit past Halloween, but they do it every Halloween. If you get a chance, if you didn't get a chance to do it this year, go to Charleroi. It's called Angelo's 2. Every year he does that whole Ghostbusters theme. It is really wild for the kids to see. If you're looking for some of your kids to like, take them there. That's a lot of fun. And by the way, I want to credit you for doing a wonderful story on that. He did a great story on putting that all together.
Oh, yes.
I did like some of the video. He did everything else. So this is your magician for that story.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Well, there's something we got to look at right now, and it's the mailbag for the Walk the Plank pre-show.
And I'm all set.
Yes. Okay.
We're going to introduce every letter with this. A spinorama, if you will. You ready?
Look at that eyeball.
Are you ready? This is how we go to each letter. You ready? Come join us with the mailbag.
Your luck will change for the better.
And and we'll see with this letter. Who's it from?
Roberta Jenkins, Daisytown, PA.
Okay.
Why was there so much time off this summer from the show?
We decided to go through a little bit of a format change, not so much for the viewers, but for me, just to keep my sanity. When you're doing a new show, a 3-hour show once a month, and you try to make it a spectacle, it's difficult. I mean, so I spend 2-3 weeks editing it. You got to spend 2-3 weeks writing it, and all of a sudden the month's over.
Yeah.
That's actually more than a month. So it was turning out I was cranking out one every 2 months. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do I said, let's do like a thing for a real TV show. So we cut it with our recent episode where we did the horror host, or the horror convention in May. And I took the summer to write the next several episodes. And then we're going to shoot them, and we shot them so we can crank out one a month. You know what I mean? It seems to make more sense. You know, TV shows do it. They take the summer off, and then we'll just, maybe we'll do one or two at a convention or something like that. So we took some times that we're going to reevaluate the way we do shows and programming for the show, and we did it that way. So we're going to take the summers to write, and then the fall and the spring to produce. It was that simple.
Spin the wheel.
All right, next letter. Oh, man.
Suspense.
Others can't help you now.
Jim Sandusky, Ontario, Canada. Why did you choose to be a pirate?
Wait, you see out in Ontario, Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, he must be watching on the national feed, the WTP or
perhaps
Facebook or something. Okay.
Why did you choose to be a pirate as a host and not what a typical horror host chooses, that of like a vampire or a ghoul?
Oh, well, it was very easy. I don't know. I could do accents. I just used to do accents all the time. It's like I would do accents, like a pirate, and I just kind of stuck with you, and that kind of thing. And then I did other accents like this, and I was like, I was creating a whole bunch of them, and I said, well, no one does a show on a pirate. No, I mean, or if they do, they're rare. Let me rephrase that. Everybody does vampires. Everybody does ghouls. I mean, most of your horror hosts are like that. And I said, I'm going to do something a little different. So we did the pirate thing, and man, did it take off. So that's why I just stuck with what I did. They said, stick with what you know and do what you do best. So that's what I was doing. I just kind of stuck with the pirates.
Stick with the wheel.
What's the next letter going to be? Give me deep in that bag.
Hannah Beckham, while you're watching in Connellsville.
Oh, in Connellsville, yeah.
Ready to run with his answer, I guess.
They're watching that on ANC down there.
I'm a member of the Dead and Buried Treasures fan club and get the newsletter. I got the most recent one this morning, and I'm so excited. I saw that you built some miniatures of the ships, and there's going to be some type of battle. We've all seen this coming for some time with the Red Hooded Man. How is that working exactly? I think I already answered that a little bit.
Yeah, we did earlier. So, yeah, it's coming along. The battle will start here soon, but you have to watch tonight to get caught up with all the events leading up to it. You ready?
Go ahead.
You will make a wise choice.
Let's hope you do.
Stephanie Preshow from Crafton, Pennsylvania, and this is a wise choice. It doesn't even look like a question so much, though, from the mailbag. It's just a comment.
Oh.
We watch your show religiously and stay updated thanks to your Facebook page and Instagram. We met you with our kids at the Whiskey Rebellion Festival in Washington, PA, and at Allen's Haunted Hayrides just before Halloween. You're such a great guy for taking the time to interact with our kids. You weren't even in costume. Thanks for such a well-crafted show with humor for adults. That's a little over the head for kids. You remind me of Disney. So
Disney?
What a wise choice of
that
words
was nice
there,
of her.
Stephanie.
Thank you. And her kid, I think I do remember the kid at the Whiskey Rebellion, and they were fun. And we met them on the hayride. That was a lot of fun over at Allen's Haunted Hayrides on Route 51. So that was fun.
That's it for the mailbag. Do you want to spin the wheel one more time?
I just like spinning the wheel.
Spin the wheel one more time.
Mailbag was fast.
Our final fate.
Your assumptions are wrong.
What's your assumptions?
Did I assume something? No, I'm scared. I do assume a lot, I
Hey,
guess.
I'm assuming that people are out there wanting to get to the show.
Yes.
You want to do a countdown? Can we do a countdown?
10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
the suspense, 1.
What's the name of the movie? I forget.
One Body Too Many. Enjoy!
A dead man's chest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil be done for the rest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. The mate was fixed by the bosun's spike, bosun's brain with a marlin spike, and a cookie's throat was It's the Pirate's Booty, our after show, seen immediately after Dead and Buried Treasures ends. Captain Calico Drake and series creator Eric Sprouse take your calls for up to an hour, answering questions about the series or whatever's on your mind about the Swashbuckler's haunt, the club, convention appearances, and much more. That's our after show, the Pirate's Booty, taking your booty calls till the wee hours of the morning, immediately following Dead and Buried Treasures on most affiliates. We asked, and you responded.
Hey, I was just calling in because I wanted to say I like what you guys have got going on there. I really enjoy watching it because I used to watch shows like this back when I was a kid, and watching it brings back a little bit of nostalgia from before. And I just wish there was more shows like this on the air now, because watching it brings back all those memories of before, and it's just really nice to see all that.
Why, hello, Dead and Buried Treasures. I just wanted to call and leave a message that I was very impressed by your show. It's very well done, and it might be one of the best locally produced programs I've ever seen. It reminded me of the old Chiller Theater in the 80s with Chilly Billy, and I absolutely love your show. I tell everybody about it. I even had my friends over, some kids, and my grandchildren over a couple of Fridays back when it was on, and we all gathered around and made popcorn like the old days, and had some fun watching some television as a family. So I thought it was very well done, and Captain Drake is very funny, and the parrot is hilarious. Well written, well crafted, very good show. Keep it up, Dead and Buried Treasures.
Hey, man, I think your show's kind of groovy, and I just love it. Groovy, man, groovy. Hey, keep up the good work, guys. Okay, talk to you later.
There are no further messages.
Operators are standing by. Call now.
This triangle seems like the ultimate weapon.
I join sci-fi and pop culture's newest sensation.
How could you say such a thing? I was being purely professional.
Dead and Buried Treasures, where it's more than just an old movie.
Tell me over some wine to celebrate?
It's a classic. 4 stars. It's incredible and amazing, and really delivers.
Look at her. She's still talking. Probably about her therapist.
No, Captain, you don't know that.
Oh, yeah?
And my therapist even told me it would be good for me.
The show really has a Chiller Theater vibe.
I can't believe me eye!
It's comedic and spooky, and blew me out of the water.
Identify yourself, or I'll be forced to sink your ship.
Oh yeah, and somehow we've pissed off Batman, and he's about to sink our ship.
Dead and Buried Treasures and its sister shows, Walk the Plank and The Pirate's Booty, where it's Halloween all year long.
Can you sing Under the Sea?
No.
Part of Your World?
No.
Kiss the Girl?
No.
Well, then how would she even know you're a mermaid?
Do you think mermaids just sit around all day and sing songs like in The Little Mermaid?
Don't you?
For a complete listing of news and where you can see the show, check out the Dead and Buried Treasures Facebook page.
I mean, have you seen our show, Jack? Even I regret it. And I host it.